I am preparing for a 25th anniversary vow renewal. Super excited to support my sorority sister and her husband, who used to be my former boss. So as I'm driving, I just want to quickly have a girlfriend on the go moment with you all. I used to be the queen of red flag wear. So this episode is dedicated to seeing the signs, recognizing the red flags, acknowledging them, not just seeing them and then just doing nothing with it. This place has a lot of speed bumps, so forgive me. But actually acknowledging that this is a no-go situation. Oh, baby, my past dating history, I was the queen of sitting on the throne and accepting all types of applications from peasants, honey. Because you know what they say about broke men. Very wealthy in the bedroom. Beside the point. I was just, you get application, you get application, you get a chance, you get a chance, you get a chance. And the red flags were there. But because they were fine and funny, honey, I was theirs. I am literally not even trying to rhyme. Talk about talent. So, I was recently watching the Netflix series Love is Blind with my husband and my mom. And I'm also a fan of Married at First Sight, but Love is Blind is a little different. And for those of you who don't know, it's a show where these couples enter these pods and fall in love in like 10 days. And somebody proposes. I think oftentimes, typically it's a man that proposes, but I feel like I've seen an episode where a woman proposed. But don't quote me. So the episode that I was watching is from season 3, or actually I watched the entire season 3. And I'm on a crunch of time, so I'm trying to wrap this up as quickly as possible. But in season 3, of the 5 couples that got engaged, 2 of them had men that were absolutely starstruck by the women that they rejected, or the women that rejected them. And they could not get over it. And they were being honest and transparent with their partners. But what are you being honest about? Like the fact that you probably shouldn't have proposed to who you proposed to? So, the females on the other end, their self-esteems were so low. They were crushed. They were feeling insecure. One guy in particular was basically talking about how hot the girl's body was of the woman he didn't choose. And even though the woman he proposed to was no comparison, she was beautiful. She had a beautiful heart. She had a beautiful soul. She was established. She had her little incomes coming in. Although she had some business dealings with an ex that she was still in business dealings with, she was honest about it. When it did come up, I don't think she was forthcoming with it, but when it did come up, she was honest. And she let him know. And I think he knew from jump that this wasn't it. And he still played that game. And it sucked because, oh God, it was such a struggle to watch. Because it felt like you are just, for the sake of the show, you're going to see this to the end, but you already know that you're not going to say, I do. So context. The couples are in a pod, they're talking, or not really, they're not couples yet. They get together. And then somebody proposes, maybe a few days later, I'm not sure the time frame of them actually meeting each other to see who they fell in love with. But then they spend 6 weeks or so getting to know each other, meeting the friends, meeting the family, seeing where they live, how they live. And then they decide ultimately if they're going to say I do when the time for the wedding comes. These 2 couples I'm talking about did not get married. Thank God, because the signs were there. One was emotionally abusive. The other was just confused, and I think his heart was in a different place. There was one point where he said, and guys, go watch. I mean, it's entertaining, but it's also heart tugging. One of the guys actually said, oh, I have this habit of falling in love, and then the love fizzles and I'm on to the next. What type of security are you giving somebody when you tell somebody that? It's outrageous. It's absolutely insane. I was just jaw drop, it's just, and he was cute too. He's cute. He's handsome. He seems like he has a personality that's really nice, but then a part of it is also dealer, salesman. You're selling me something that's sour. It's a lemon that you're trying to give me, and I can't be bothered. So all that to say, I guess I was struggling to watch because it was triggering, because I remember myself being that girl that just, again, peasants, you are not worth a second of my time. You're not worth a piece of my mind. You're not even worth my heart. But here you are, me being humble with it. Here you are, you're worth attention. Like, let me, you didn't grow up in a 2-family household, or you did grow up in a 2-family household, or there was just there were things that were there that were just like, this is good, this is bad. A lot of the things that I thought were good were actually bad, and I just ignored it. So, I say that to say that if these 2 women in particular in the show knew their worth, which one of them did, thank God. And I hope that's a test to other women. Like, you know your worth, you know what you bring to the table. And speaking of bringing things to the table, when women say, oh, you got to bring something to the table, and I hear some guys say it too, you got to bring something to the table. It's not a chair. It's like a potluck, okay? They already brought something to the table. If you ask me, I bring the table, honey. But you cannot bring a chair. You can bring an extension to the table. But you cannot just relish in the fruits of someone else's labor. And this dude in particular was going to pull up a chair to this woman's table. And she knew that. So she recognized that. And at the altar, unfortunately, I don't know why she had to wait till the altar, but she let the viewers know what she was really dealing with off camera. And that was important, because we kind of felt like she was in love and she was going to see him through. But she kind of laid into him and let us know like why she absolutely could not say I do to that young man. And then for the other couple, the one who was like, he's talking about another girl's body. She's a smoke show. She's a baddie, this and that. She said, I do. Ooh, yikes, that hurt me. Brings me chills. Why did we do that? And then he did send her a note prior to the wedding starting, like, oh, we got this, and kind of gaslit her. But forget the day of the wedding. The whole season, you were gaslit. And not really was she gaslit? I don't even like that term. She was told. He was honest. He was transparent. And she even said that, like, he's honest with me, so I appreciate it. But it's not about a dude being honest. It's about what they're being honest about. And I was about to say victim, but not really. I just fell for that. Oh, they're honest with me. He could have lied and told me something else. He could have did blah, blah, blah. No. It doesn't matter that they're transparent. It doesn't matter that they're honest. Cool beans. You want that from your partner. But you also want the truth. And the truth of the situation sometimes is that's not your person. And they're telling you in so many ways. But we look for symbols. We look for signs. We pray to God. I've done it. I prayed to God about a dude I had no business with. But I wanted him so bad. And he would call. And when he called, I thought it was the heavens opening up. And I thought it was a sign from God that this was my person. And we're going to be together. And I already mapped up our lives. And he was just trying to map out a little, what do they call it? A little nightcap. That's it. He was just there for the experience and not for a long time. He was there for a good time, not a long time. So, and I didn't see that because I was so wrapped up in this little bit of attention means so much to me and means so much for us. And for him, his agenda wasn't on that. And so in the show, the guy's agenda was not on you're my forever person. They had a big talk about abortion, and it was a really touchy subject. So warning if you're triggered easily or your spirit is sensitive to what I'm about to say. But she had a moment where she was saying like she would basically abort a child if she knew that they were going to have defects. And he was like, no way. Like, I'm keeping the kid. And she was just like, well, I've seen like the trauma and like, basically why have a child that has problems? Like, why put yourself in that position? It's financially draining. It's emotionally draining, all these other things. And I think that might have been okay, I wasn't really feeling your body. Now I'm really not feeling your values. And though I feel like that could have been discussed in the pod, this is after they already said, that they would get married to each other. Prior to them saying I do, but this is post-engagement. I feel like that was it for him. And that's another thing. Like, a lot of times we're uncomfortable having these hard conversations up front. I've actually had friends that were just like, why? Like, no, don't tell the guy what you're looking for, because then he's going to mold himself to be what you're looking for. And I don't mind that because you can't fake it. I'm going to see that this is not you. I could tell you I want a guy to bring me flowers. I hate flowers like that, by the way, because they die and like the cleanup is just too much for me. But anyway, I could tell you I like flowers and cards, and then you give that to me. But if that's not a genuine thing that you do, if that's not a love language that you like, or that speaks to you, you're not going to keep it up. And then I'm just going to see that you were just doing things that I asked you to do just because I asked you, not because you really wanted to, not because it came from a genuine place. So it's uncomfortable sometimes to have those hard conversations, but it's so necessary because you save yourself so much time and so much energy and so much heartache. But I think that we get caught up in, oh, he's fine, and he was well endowed and God blessed him in the love below, and he got a little money and he has a good job, and the other qualities that really matter, his core values, his beliefs, how he treats you, how he respects you, how he talks to you, if he can communicate. These things are kind of like gone in the wind or blown in the wind, whatever, you know what I mean? They're not really a factor when they should be, because that will tell you a lot about who you are dealing with, both men and women. It has nothing, I'm not just, it's guys. No, it's both sides. When you have those hardcore questions early, then that's a deciding factor. But don't play a person. Don't play mind games. Don't play tricks. Value your time. Value who you are. If you know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then you're going to keep going until, you get tired of yourself. Because I've been in a position where I've talked to my homegirl, and when I realized that the stories were just different characters, but I'm playing the same role, I'm the common denominator in my issues. Now it's me. Now it's, what is it about me that's attracting these fools? Something about them is a puzzle piece connector for me, and I need to reevaluate. So I kissed a lot of frogs, and honey, none of them turned into princes, okay? So when I realized that this kissing game I was doing, keeping it politically, not politically correct, but keeping it cute, that wasn't working out. Oh, not telling somebody what you really are looking for, that keeping it casual. A lot of us are on online dating, and we're putting the whole, what's that damn option? We'll see what happens, or let's see how it goes, or looking for something casual, unsure, whatever those maybe ass options are. Why would you do that to yourself when you're looking for a soulmate? You're looking for your husband. Why would you put yourself because men are simple. I don't mean dumb, although some are, but women too. I mean simple as in, like, if they say they're not looking for a relationship, they're not looking for it. Me, I'm the Olivia Pope of toxic ass relationships. Oh, you said that you don't make girls your girlfriend? Let me show you something different. I was talking to a dude, and he was like, oh, I don't do titles, but you're cool and whatever. Honey, it was like 2 weeks in, and he was like, oh, you're my girl, telling all his work buddies, telling some people in his family about me. Yeah, because that's my value. So why would I let you place me as this side chick or this home girl or this F buddy when I know she's a whole wife? I knew then. I wasn't playing that role then, but I knew then that I'm more than a girlfriend, that I know that I offer so much more. I have a table. Honey, you didn't even come with a plate. You didn't even come with eating utensils, sweetheart. You barely came with a napkin. What am I entertaining you for? No. This is not a movie. You did not come to watch me and chew on popcorn. Like, this is a whole production. This is a whole experience. This is an adventure. This is the whole package and contents to come. This is a lot, honey. Batteries included. Like, this is it. This is a lot. And when I realized who I was and what I deserved, I started acting differently. So I think when women realize the red flags and they're okay to walk away and don't receive it as rejection, because I think that's what we think. Oh, this is some form of rejection. It's for your protection. It is a blessing. If you are a spiritual person, or, you just believe, I don't know, some of us are into crystals, into crystals. I don't know what they do. They're really pretty, but I don't know what their powers are. I don't know. I'm not in the crystal world. But if you're into speaking to a higher power and wanting discernment, seeking wisdom, wanting to touch base with, your spirit, like, what is your spirit telling you? You're going to get your answer. Whether you choose to ignore your answer, that's on you. And that's why we have to take accountability for our actions and our perceptions. Because I also was the queen of, oh God, please give me this guy. And then I was doing things to manifest my prayer. God don't need our help. I mean, you know, faith without works. But when you're looking for an answer and a real true like revelation, he's going to show you. If you really are open to seeing, he's going to show you. He's shown me multiple times. Did I ignore him? What? God would not be my friend on earth if he was my homeboy. Like if I knew God on earth, if God, you know, Jesus and I wouldn't be kicking it. I promise you, because I would annoy him. I would be that homegirl that doesn't listen. And I just keep running to Jesus and not listening. I did that for a long time. And then I had to change the narrative of it's them. Niggas ain't shit or men ain't shit. And then you hear the response to that is it's the men that you're choosing. Here I am, a testimony, walking testimony. It was the guys that I was choosing because my core was disgusting. Think of an apple when you leave it out and it gets all brown. It's nasty. Nobody wants to eat it. Like that was me back in the day. And I had to like really like level up, get my Sierra on and realize that, you know, my time is precious. My body is precious. So I can't be out here hopping in every Tom, Dick, and Harry's bedroom. You know, you just value yourself. So, wow, that was a longer rant than I wanted it to be. But watch the show. Get triggered with me. See yourself if you can. That's when you're being real. When you watch a show and you're like, oh my God, this is speaking to me because I've been there or I am there. Watch somebody else go through it. And if that is the signal that you need, get this better signal. Stop it. Stop wasting your beautiful time with these beautiful but sorry ass people. This is for both sexes, okay? Don't do it anymore. Save yourself. And if you really go to God and ask him, follow his answer. Don't, you know, the Bible says rely not on our own understanding. Don't do that. Why would you seek a higher being and then still follow your heart? Your heart that led you into some things that you had no business in, that you're calling God to get you out of. So when he gets you out of it, don't go back. Don't look back. Pillar of salt lady. Don't look back. Keep that thing pushing. I'm happy those ladies. I'm happy that the other couple, the woman who said I do, even though the guy said I don't, I'm happy he said I don't. Even though you wasted all of her time, I guess it made for good ratings. I don't know. But you didn't have to do that. But I'm glad you did, because now she can move on and move on and go to the next and go to the guy who values you. Also, I don't think it's a good idea to be friends with an ex who really put you through it. Like really put you through the ringer. Why are you friends with him? Let me be that girlfriend for you in case you don't have girlfriends yourself, to warn you. In case you have friends that would like to watch you drive yourself into potholes, let me be that girlfriend for you to tell you, no ma'am, don't even start the vehicle. It ain't even worth the drive. Don't do it, okay? I don't want to watch you fail. I want to see you succeed in love and in life. So take that to the bank, because the check is priceless. Ciao.